I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction. The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years. But a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The Dark Raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
Who's asleep amidst the trees? That's all swaying in the breeze. But when so light just wide awake.
Yay, I have cider. I guess I have to go to work tomorrow because, like, most of the expansions, or most of the symptoms of my being sick are gone. But, look at our save history. Yes, we saved right before we left.
Finding me proved no simple task. For having fallen afoul of Novigrad's underworld bosses, I'd disappeared. Yet Geralt soon discovered my whereabouts, a cell in the dungeon of the
You know, I was
Temple
thinking earlier today,
With the help of our friends, Geralt managed to free me. Good
the
thing
bane
that
of this game is
indeed
mounted
I knew
movement.
what had happened to Ciri.
Roach
Sadly,
is
she
actually
was
the
no longer
worst
there.
mounted movement I've ever seen
Pursued
in a
by
game.
bandits, then cornered by the temple guard, she had disappeared in a flash of light and a gust of heat.
Part of it
Where
stems
to?
from the fact that
This I did
I
not
understand what CD Projekt Red was going for. They were going for realistic animations and realistic movement.
I'm a witcher! Ha, yeah!
I find it interesting where the guy over there is saying stop walking into a sword when it's a fist fight. Alright, let's go to Skellihuh. I know what that letter says. Did I clear out my inventory? Mostly. You know, I should put the, like, fancy clothes into the... I have started reading them. Right now I'm reading, I actually read earlier today. I had to go to the doctor's today to get a note so I could go back to work. I was reading The Last Wish earlier today, and I actually just read today where Geralt met Yennefer for the first time. The whole bit with Dandelion and the Djinn and,
Well, another freak.
yeah, I would say definitely Yennefer's sarcasm came through. It definitely comes off as a right bitch at first.
Things are generally tidy.
Oh, wish my man was...
Welcome, welcome.
What have you got there?
So let's see, what can we sell him? We can't sell him any of this shit. So we're gonna empty our bags a little bit. So there's another merchant in here somewhere.
Welcome.
What have you got there?
I haven't read that much. I've only read about the first 200 pages of the first book, The Last Wish. I also have The Blood of Elves, but I have them on ebook, and it's kind of interesting. When I was at the store, at the bookstore last week, I actually was very tempted into picking up a pack of the first 3 novels. I did not, though, because
So long.
I just couldn't justify the expense right just yet. There are other things that I want to do with my money and my savings. There are like, I need to replace my phone at some point. My phone is over 2 years old. I'd like to sell it after I get a new phone, which I should be able to do, but I want to do that before it gets even more than a few months old, because it just replaced the battery like a few months ago. And I don't want the battery's life to be reduced too much before trying to sell it. God, I haven't read any of this shit. I still haven't read any of this shit. One of these days I should really sit down and read all this stuff. Let's read the ones that are actually in our inventory, because that's what's going to ultimately lead to us. Right. Bestiary. Wild Hunt. Alright, let's find a merchant who will actually take all my crap. I'll take some of my crap.
Top-notch swords.
This is a new game plus, but my very first game, I wasn't familiar with the gameplay, and usually when I play a new game, I like to play a game on the lowest setting, 1, so that I can absorb the story, and 2, while I learn how to play the game. Then I'll usually play a second playthrough on a more difficult. I'm not the best gamer in the world, so I'm playing on Sword and Story. And plus, when I stream, I like to play like on regular difficulty, because it's not fun watching someone die to the same thing over and over again, because, you know, you want to see them advance the story when you're watching someone else play. At least that's what I prefer. So that's one of the reasons why I do that. Like, my Half-Life 2 playthrough was on normal, not hard. But a couple parts gave me a lot of difficulty, but it wasn't that bad, all things considered. Yeah, I already did those. Nothing here. One item. 382. The poker, too. That's kind of interesting. Let's sell that. I need to... My plan with this stream is to go to Skellihuh. So I need to... I'm looking to just empty my... empty my bags, so... need to go see another one over there.
Where are
Putrid
you?
Grove, isn't it?
Nothing hurts as much as...
Oh, that if that's the Putrid Grove, that vendor doesn't have shit for money. No, that's the Putrid Grove. No, that's in the square. Yeah, I know where I am now.
Oh!
Welcome. Welcome.
What have you got there?
Alright. What do we have to sell? Let's sell all these books because they are just taking up space. Let's sell more of them. Get that space back from all these books. And the junk, like the ladle. Oh, he doesn't have the gold for that. Right. There's really nothing here worth buying to give him gold to take back from selling the one item, so let's look at our food and drink. Sell that. Sell that. I like fantasy stories. Fantasy's my favorite literary genre. So, like, when it comes to fantasy books, like, I've read Lord of the Rings 3 times. I read it most recently, probably about 6 or 7 years ago. I read it about 10 years before that, and then I read it about 10 years before that. My first time I read The Hobbit was 93, 94. First time I read 3 Lord of the Rings was from around 96 through 98. I've read all the Harry Potter books. I've read Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials, which is The Golden Compass. I've read The Neverending Story. I've read all of the Aragon, Aragon, Eldest, Brissinger, and Inheritance. The Inheritance Cycles, what the whole series is called. I've read, I've been reading other stuff. So currently, it's just, part of it is just seeing, like all the graphics and all the trailers for it and all the hype over it, and I'm like, well, I'll try it out. And I was not disappointed. I mean, this is my second playthrough. This is a New Game Plus, so... Let's go talk to Tori. To Idir. He probably has lots of gold. But part of the reason why I want to go to Skellihuh today is because I am level 75, and the next set of Griffin gear is for level 80. My first RPG on PC, huh? That's hard to say. I played Final Fantasy VII in the 90s on the PC, back for Windows 98 or whatever. That version of the game actually ended up not running well on XP. There was a patch that made it work on XP, but when I tried it on Windows 7, it didn't work at all. So I sat there unable to play Final Fantasy VII because I didn't have a functioning old Windows 98 PC. So one day I noticed that it was on Steam, and they fixed it up for Steam, so I ended up buying it again. I've actually bought the game twice, and I keep going the wrong way. So I bought the game multiple times. Still love the game. I've played, obviously, Skyrim. I've played Fallout. you know, I own a lot more RPG games than I've actually played. I have played Fallout,
Greetings,
Skyrim,
Idea.
and Fallout 4
Greetings,
extensively,
Geralt.
although
How
I
might I be
do
of
also own Fallout 1, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. I've owned Oblivion, I own Elder Scrolls Online. I still maintain an active subscription to World of Warcraft. Don't play it much these days, but
Listen, would you craft something for me?
I've played Lord of the Rings Online. So let's shop here, sell him that. I think that's about everything that I want to do at this point. I think I got my bags where I want them to be. I just have to dump some stuff off over at the stash. So let's go over to the Rosemary and Thyme and dump that stuff off. No, that's not this way. That's the other way.
Letting such miscreants into the city.
One thing I like about the PC controls, the keyboard and mouse controls of The Witcher 3, it offers more flexibility. Like, do you know there is actually a toggle sprint button for Geralt's movement? Which, to my knowledge, doesn't exist on the controller. You have to actually release and hold the sprint again to continue sprinting.
Take after his father. So it'll be a milk.
Okay, so what do I have equipped? Bonus experience from monsters. I actually don't really want to use that. I like the gold one because gold is really useful, especially late game, because it's really expensive to get the enchanting going and all that stuff. So let's do bonus gold, and we're gonna drop the other stuff off in the chat and the stash, the other trophies. Except obviously for the Foglet trophy, because I, for whatever reason, can't sell that. Yeah, let's just drop it all so it doesn't take up space, and that too.
As they say, above.
The Lord of the Rings movies are better. See, the interesting thing about the Hobbit versus the Lord of the Rings is both of them were changed from the books a bit, but most of the changes to the Lord of the Rings movies were by deletion. So they took long parts out of the stories of the books when they made them to the movie. For the Hobbit, most of the changes were additions rather than deletions. So it changed the tone of the narrative a little bit. Like, if you've seen The Hobbit, like, all that side arc was Azog, never in the book. Legolas was not even a character in the books for The Hobbit. That side story love plot between, who was it? I forget which dwarf and the elf there, not in the book. The battle with the five armies with the orcs was in the book, but the emphasis of that was more like Bilbo and his interactions with the dwarves. So all the stuff between, you know, like with the orcs and what's the dwarf leader's name? I can't remember it off the top of my head. Was based. It de-emphasized Bilbo and his interactions with the dwarves and put it more between the dwarves and the orcs, which was not entirely true to the book. So I have more issue with it. I'm more critical of that.
What do you want?
You captain of this tub?
What's it to you?
I'm Skellihuh bound. Need to get there.
Start swimming. Islanders, the black ones, all attackers in those waters. No one sails the route these days.
Come on. Clans are ready to deal. Leave you alone if you do. Someone's done it. Gotta have.
Not likely. Except maybe that daft bastard Wolverston from the Atropos. A liar, a thief, and a bugger, that one. He might have parlayed with the sea swine.
Where can I find him?
in a pigsty most times. Others, the golden sturgeon. Ask for Flask, everyone knows him.
Well, let's go to the golden sturgeon. I actually haven't seen the new It movie. I never even fully watched the original miniseries on TV. I haven't read the book either. I know the basics of it, but like I said, I haven't read the book. I've always felt that Stephen King movies are a little bit overrated. I mean, I like some of them, but...
So you want to know if I'm Atropos, captain of the Wolverstone? No fucking clue, mate.
I need to get to Skellihuh.
My Atropos and me, we're due to sail for Ard Skellig, carrying grain. But that's hush-hush. Got any coin?
Here. That enough?
Hefty sack, like a bull's. When do we sail?
Not sure you're ready. You can barely stand.
Know this, stranger. Captain Wolverston never sails sober. The sea goes one way, Wolverston the other. Makes the rocking bearable. So, ready to set sail?
Let's go.
First, we must drink to the wind, to good fortune, and to the strength of my Atropos. Anchors away.
Off to Skellihuh we go. And the magical teleporting easily confused horse is magically on the beach just fine.
Back off or I'll kill you.
I'm not afeard of dying.
Rob every corpse that washes up on shore?
Taken from a corpse ain't theft. I'm a man of the Isles. I don't reap, I don't sow. The waves bring me my harvest. On the Atropos, were you?
Yeah, thought the captain had a deal with you.
With us? Meaning who exactly? Might have arranged something with Lugos, but crack? Nay. Clearly should have, though. Outlander ships aren't welcome in these waters. What about you? What do you seek in Skellihuh, eh?
Agreed to meet a sorceress here. Yennefer of Vengerberg. She's supposed to be on Horde Skellig.
Interesting thing, I was
There's
reading
a
the book
watch
today.
at
It's
Kertrolda.
Yennefer of Bergerberg in the book.
Croc's guest. Could be the one you're meeting.
That scorn I hear in your voice.
You've good ears. Folks say this witch got Croc wrapped around her finger. Orders everyone about. Word is she's vicious at it. But a hag's a hag.
Seen her? Know what the sorceress looks like?
Aye. Wears black and white. If not for her tits, you'd think she was a beached orca. Fact is, even those who see her for a wench would gladly push her out to sea, tits and all.
Yennefer's not all bad, once you get to know her.
Take your word for it. Know the way to Kertrolda?
Expect I'll find it.
Head north. Then turn west towards the bay before you come to the bridge. You'll find the Jarl port side today. Your sorceress ought to be there too.
Thanks. So long.
Sirens, what are they? Are they hybrids? They're hybrids. Hybrid oil it is. That's relic oil. Hybrid oil. Place of power. There's a nest somewhere up there. Let's destroy the fucking thing.
Siren Den. Gotta ruin it for them. Magic. A place of power.
Loot all the things. We go into the cargo hold of the ship. Loot all of the things. Oh, there's a relic there. What was that relic? Level 73 sword, not an upgrade. Let's go talk to that merchant.
If me Repper wants something from the continent, I'll go on a raid. Show me what you got from the Isles.
Greetings.
Let's
Show me
sell
your
a lot
wares.
of the stuff we just looted. Like, let's sell that. Sell that. We sell that. We sell that. Let's buy all these because on my first playthrough, I did not fast travel. This time I'm going to do that. Wait. Alright. Music in this game is really good.
So long.
Come, take a gander.
Oh hey, look at all those fast travel points that I have now. Isn't that freaking cool?
War's been seen. The Noggle
welfare of Indusfjord's shores. The first time
Faster.
Alright, what are you stuck on now, Roach?
Can't I play it later?
To go to the port where kidney.
Vagabond.
Our time amongst the living is but the wink of an eye. What's left?
You need not do this, child.
I know, but I want to.
Tis madness. Such a young lass.
Erna should be the one going. They shared a bed longer.
Silence. It is her decision.
Good shot.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. The eulogy.
King Bran of Clan Tuirsech has embarked on his final voyage. At its end, our glorious ancestors await him. Together they will hunt and raid. They will sit round the fire and praise the deeds of ages past. For now, he lives in our hearts. One day, we too shall stand at his side and face the sea together. That will be a good day.
You smell wonderful.
Geralt, we're at a funeral.
You smell wonderful at this funeral.
Probably like lilac and gooseberries.
In times of war, tradition holds the clans unite under the leadership of their king. We've bid Bran farewell. Time to pick his successor who will lead us against the Black Ones. The gates of Caer Troll stand open to all who held Bran of Clan Tuirsech dear. Mead and meat will be plentiful. During the wake, those who believe themselves worthy of the crown will step forth.
On my first playthrough, I went with Ceres. This time around, I'm going to go with Hilmar.
Hope we don't have to go to this wake.
Well, we don't have to go. Feasts in Skellihuh, so predictable. Slobbering drunks, brazen boasting, and the inevitable rows that result.
Yeah, nothing like the banquets mages attend. Remember the one on Thanedd?
You were there. How could I forget? I also remember excruciatingly well what happened after the banquet.
Stop reading my mind.
Something to hide?
Don't like secrets?
No. Did you learn anything in Velen?
Velen. Awful place. Somehow Ciri wound up at the castle of the local ruler, a baron, self-proclaimed. This was after she was injured.
Injured? Was it serious?
Don't think so. Must have recovered because this baron sent her on to Novigrad. Think she was looking for you at the time. These witches Ciri came across, she was lucky to escape them.
Witches?
Creatures more like. Can't say exactly what they are, but they're dangerous. Very. Also ran into an old friend of ours in Velen, Kira.
What on earth is Kira Metz doing in that wasteland?
Hiding from witch hunters. Listen, she told me an elven mage had been there looking for Ciri.
Good. You'll need to tell me more when we have some time.
Been to Novigrad. Ciri was there, looking for a way to lift some curse. She's not there anymore.
You're certain?
Heard it from Dandelion, with no embellishments.
Do you know any more about this curse?
Not much. Ciri ran into some trouble, never finished what she went there to do. I recovered a phylactery. She was looking for a way to enchant it.
I'll look at it later.
How about you? What have you learned?
Something strange happened on Ard Skellig a time ago. A disaster brought about by a burst of magic. Extraordinary, really. Natural anomaly. Never seen anything like it. My intuition tells me Ciri was its cause.
As much as I respect your intuition, Yen, we need something specific. Evidence.
I'd know for certain if I was able to inspect the disaster zone. Unfortunately, Ermion and his druids aren't letting anyone near.
Ermion's head of the Skellihuh Circle? Haven't seen him since...
Since Ciri was a little girl. I doubt he'll do you any favors, not even for old time's sake.
So why won't Ermion let you inspect the area of the anomaly?
Call it a difference of opinion. A large, loud difference. Look, it's Krach.
White Wolf!
Greetings, Krach.
I shall see you at the wake, and I'll not accept any excuses. I've an important matter to discuss with you.
I shall wear black and white for the feast. I count on you to don something complimentary. Something that doesn't reek of 1,000 hunts.
Yen, you know I can't stand new doublets. Just too tight till you break them in.
And just like Krag, I'll not accept any excuses. We're not here to enjoy ourselves. We've matters to resolve and should dress appropriately. I've rented a room at the inn. Took the liberty of laying out some clothes for you there. You ought to go. Choose something. In the meantime, I've something to attend to. We'll meet at the entrance to the feast hall.
You know, now that I'm on Skellihuh, let's take care of this armor set first.
Watch yourself, White
Friends we
commanding need moves.
sorry to trouble you, but I really have no choice.
What is it?
Our ship was wrecked against the rocky shore during the last storm. I've lost everything.
How am I supposed to help?
I haven't even got the coin for the journey home, and with each day's delay, I draw closer to bankruptcy.
Might have guessed you'd come around to coin. So, need a loan? Or is it just alms you're after?
I shall pay you back every lost copper, I swear it. You need only call on me at my address in Novigrad.
Let's see what happens.
Fine, I'll help you. I visit Novigrad often enough. Might stop by, see how business is going.
Thank you. You'll find me in the Port District. My name's Johan Bonner.
See you later then.
Not that worried about 150 gold pieces.
Here, got to be ready.
You don't quiver in your breeches as if we're in a rover of We should assemble all warriors and go for glory, I tell you.
And disappear like the others? Not a chance. The tower's cursed. It's brought the God's wrath upon us.
I thought that was armor enhancement. No, that's not what that icon looks like.
Witcher! Hi! Hi, Witcher!
You're a witcher.
Steel sword. So let's track steel sword. And let's meditate for an hour. Let's meditate until that time.
Hey, you!
I think they take Elementa, but I'm not positive. I thought that was like a wolf. No, they're not Elementa. Not insectoids. Oh, they're ogroids. I should have known that. I mean, there are wolves up here.
For death! Smell a card?
Shit!
Let's not fall down there. Okay, there was a wolf up there. I hate dogs. Oh! That almost ended disastrous.
What is it?
I got a job for you. There's no point standing here in the rain. Let's go to mine. We'll talk there.
So what's the matter?
You see that knoll beyond the village? Weren't a thing there for centuries. Till one day we awoke, bam! There were a tower atop it. Then all of a sudden lightning started pounding down. As if the Noggle Fair itself was sailing in. Hasn't stopped to this day. Something's got to be done. About the storm. With waves like that, we can't fish, nor sail out to raid.
Fine. I'll look into the tower.
Hemdall, guide you.
Oh, that's the closest one. Oh, those are down below.
Siren Den. Gotta ruin it for them.
I believe there's wraiths down there, if I remember. You know, one of the things I think is just like I played a lot of RPGs with mounted movement, and this game by far has the worst mounted movement of all of them. Like, I understand they were going for realistic movement, you know, realistic animations, and that's part of the limitation for the weird movement, but, you know, that was true in Lord of the Rings Online with their war horses, their mounted combat. And the thing with that is, it's so much more intuitive than The Witcher 3. Because, like, one of the issues with, like, for example, say you want to go from a gallop to a canter, you have to, like, almost stop and then speed back up to a canter. You can't just drop from a gallop to a canter just because of the way the controls work. Where is it? Down to the left, down here. I hate bees too. I don't know what's in here, so...
Might want to look around some.
Bears. Well, bear over here. Different exit to the cave, I guess. Why do I have the sense that there's going to be wraiths here? So let's... Spectre oil. That was way too easy. Is there a boat nearby? Of course not. And can we fast travel to the other area? No, but we can try and fast travel to Redgill. Why didn't I find the marker there? Go to Holmstein's port, and then we'll just fast travel to Redgill, take the boat, and go up there. Yeah, that's what we'll do. No, we already went down there. We want to go this way. Although there was an exit to the cave down there, but this one's closer to where our horse, where we entered the cave. One thing about the cat potion is this. Let's meditate tonight so we can have the full effect of the Tawny Owl without it expiring. I like to play at night for that reason alone. So let's go to our potions, our troll decoction. Not fiend. Troll. Ancient Lesson. Succubus. And that.
Giddy up.
There's something to loot there. Let's see a chest. Oh, it's just an apple. That totally wasn't worth stopping for. So I'm just gonna end up selling it.
Slow now. Whoa.
Get tired, huh?
Not exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, so it's at that corner there. You know, on my first playthrough, I didn't do any fast traveling. Even in Skellihuh, I took boats everywhere to all the various islands. It took a lot of time. That's probably why it took me 200 hours for my first playthrough. We're approaching... Oh, come on, get out of the water, will you? Okay, move slower. Move slower when I'm being shot by a fucking guy with... Does he just run right into the fire? And did Geralt just run right into the fire? Yeah, the soundtrack's really good. Yeah, I love the soundtrack. It's actually, obviously it's based on, you know, like, Gaelic themes. World of Warcraft, like, some of the, what are they called? The Vrykul races. The musical themes are the same, like Grizzly Hills and Howling Fjord. All right. Okay, so that is the reason why I came. So let's look at our crafting. So we have, that should be Superior. So there's the boots. I really should upgrade the crossbow. I should find the next feline set. I can make the gauntlets as soon as I hit 80. I can make Superior. I'm missing powdered monster tissue. I could make that easily. I can make a steel sword. And the trousers, I'm missing a monster egg. I could probably get that easily. So I'm probably set. But let's look at our quest log for the treasure hunts for Cat. That's part 3. I need part 2. I should find out where to get that treasure hunt. Alright, so let's go back, find our boat, and fast travel from the boat. Hey, was there anything over here to loot? Did I miss anything over here? Nope. Oh, my boat's over there. I wonder if you have to actually be at the helm. Let's go to the helm. I thought you could fast travel from a boat. Huh. Well, let's go all the way around, because why not? I've never actually looted all of the offshore smugglers' caches, just because I hate dealing with, like, underwater fighting is just annoying. It's just annoying. No other reason other than that. Oh, this water's shallow. Good way to damage a boat. Hey, there's a quest over here. I don't know if I've ever done that. Let's look.
Here. Lost almost. Clan Bakvar's emblem. Crate doesn't look at all like it was smashed in a storm. Someone chopped it open with an axe.
You know what? This one's already pointed the way I want to go, so... And back on the topic of the soundtrack, do you have the game on the on a console, or do you have it on PC? Because if you have it on Steam, you can actually listen to the soundtrack for free through Steam's music. You should automatically see it if you have the soundtrack DLC added. You can actually listen to it through Steam's music player. Some games actually put their soundtrack out like that. You can listen to the Half-Life soundtrack that way. Far Cry 3's, Far Cry 4, Witcher 3's. I'm not sure what other games off the top of my head, but there are a few other games where you can listen to the soundtrack through Steam. It's pretty cool. What I like about CD Projekt Red is, like, DLC like that is usually free, like the alternate appearances for Yennefer, Triss, and Ciri. Personally, I prefer the original appearances for all three of them. I don't really like the alternate appearances as much, but the only thing you pay for are full-blown expansions. The last console I owned was a Super Nintendo, so, like, I've never owned a PlayStation of any generation or an Xbox of any generation. Never had an N64, GameCube, Wii, Wii U, PS1, PS2, PS3, Xbox 360. Well, the main reason why I don't have these consoles, I don't watch TV. There's a TV in the house. It's not mine. But, you know, I live here. I can use the TV. I was considering getting like an Xbox or a PlayStation, but I decided not to because it would involve me having to re-buy a library of games. I already have a relatively significant library of games on Steam, and Steam links are pretty cheap. And a Steam controller is not bad for playing games on. I've grown accustomed to it. I like it. I don't, when I'm sitting at the PC, I much prefer to use keyboard and mouse, but some functions in games work better. Some functions in games work a lot better with a controller. Like driving, like in a lot of games, is much better on a controller. Like driving in, for example, Grand Theft Auto or Far Cry 3 or Far Cry 4 is better with a controller. Let's just park this boat on the dry dock. Why not? Or we can damage it. See, that's the beauty of a PC, is you can use a controller to drive like at 250 frames per second and do a better job with the controller, you know? Because those analog inputs make a big difference when you're driving. Do note, though, that I'm not getting 250 frames per second in Witcher 3, not with my PC.
Real problem. The kind your silver sword.
Right now, well, I have the frame rate of the game limited to 60. If I were to turn off the frame rate limiter, it would bounce down as low as like probably 65 and go up to about 110.
Tavern patron who walks home along the shore.
Were that the only harm? Terrors in the bay are meaner than on the continent.
See, that's the beauty of PC, flexibility. You can use a controller if you want to use a controller, you know.
Just oars and warriors alike.
For playing first-person shooters, I don't like using controllers, although the Steam controller is not bad once you get used to gyro aiming.
Strange. Any witnesses?
Rurik, my apprentice. He was on a boat the Muir Diablin attacked. There's Tove, too. Her man was killed. She lives nearby, up a bit. Sorry, none of it comes to mind. Those who see the beasts, meet him, well, they generally don't come back to dry land alive.
Let's talk about my pay first. A bit too modest for my taste.
That much? For a couple of sea fiends? Not a chance in hell. That's dear, it is. But could be worth it. All right, I'll pay you what you want.
I'll take the job. Dealt with drowners many times. It'll soon be over. Got my word on that.
Soon meaning just as soon as I get around to it. Alright. So, we need to go to this notice board.
Oh.
84. Sounds about right. Thank you for subbing.
warned them the weather would come.
This has got to be Yen's room. She always did like space. Luxury. No idea how she managed to bring so much clothing. Must have hired out a galleon. As usual, black and white.
Wouldn't be Yen without black and white.
No idea how she managed to bring so much clothing. Must have hired out a galleon. As usual, black and white.
That stuffed unicorn.
The stuffed unicorn. She fixed it. Glamour. Scent of lilac and gooseberries, even with the lid on. Taste hasn't changed.
I'm looking at it, and it looks like the lid is off to me. Let's read her journal. I was reading The Last Wish earlier today, and I actually just read the part where like she tried to basically extort Geralt into helping her taming a djinn. It's actually where Geralt first meets her, actually, canonically. All because Dandelion's an idiot. That's how, like, all of the Witcher stories start out, pretty much with Dandelion being an idiot. He's such a great character.
Her megascope? Guess she never goes anywhere without it. As Philippa Eilhart said, megascopes and toothbrushes, deeply personal possessions.
Speaking of Philippa Eilhart, I need to continue some of the quest lines over in Velen. And I haven't read that book. Or I have read that book. Never mind. Yeah, I've already read it. I'll take all of it.
Right. Just not something I'd ever wear. But what don't we do for our... Who exactly is she to me?
And before you ask, I'm actually going to choose Triss on this run through. This is a new game plus, and on my first playthrough I chose Yen, knowing full well that she's canonically who Geralt, you know, is in a relationship with, so...
Best blade's not worth shite if a weak watch your step.
That's why the old folks couldn't do them. Oh, again.
That magically teleporting easily confused horse. Like I've said before, I think the mounted movement in this game is among the worst I've ever seen. Hold on, we go this way? Oh, we go that way to get up on the bridge there. Okay, this way. Works for me. Like, I understand what CD Projekt Red was going for when it comes to, like, why the mounted movement is the way it is in the game. And it stems from the fact of they want to have realistic animations. And they did a good job, but there are some things that are awkward with it, like slowing from a gallop to a canter requires basically stopping and then speeding up to a canter, you know, from a trot. Like, if you let go of the shift button, it just continues to gallop. If you do it too soon, if you do it too late, it stops, you know.
Ruler.
He needs a worthy successor.
The war horses in Lord of the Rings Online get that right.
Skellihuh's troubles very much derive from it not being a
There's two ways to do the
Any
control your
upstart
mounted
king
movement
will
speed on
destroy his
the
predecessor's
war horses
legacy.
in Lord of the Rings Online.
The King of the Isles is a more symbolic
Forward will
position.
accelerate
That
you,
should
and
change
backward
as well.
will slow you
A
down,
strong
but the
leader
horse will
who wields
continue to
true
run at that
power.
speed.
That is what the times
The other
require.
option is so that holding forward will continually accelerate you, and holding backward will make you go in reverse. And the thing with the second method is you can tap the forward button to modulate your speed somewhere in the middle, which is how I normally control my speed when normally moving, like on foot.
Introduce me?
This is my friend Geralt, and this is Berna, widow of the dear departed Bran.
The Queen Mother. It's a pleasure to meet you, Geralt. You must forgive me, but on a day like today, I'm afraid I cannot indulge in my penchant for long conversations.
Why am I not surprised? Oh, Geralt. Geralt, what is that you're wearing?
Didn't want to detract from your beauty.
A man at a woman's side is an accessory. He should enhance her beauty. But I thank you for the compliment.
It's kind of funny because these are the clothes she set out.
Don't like funerals. Don't like feasts.
I know. You also dislike underdone meat and being teleported. But sometimes we must overcome our disgusts and prevail.
We should mingle before they all get drunk. There'll be no talking to anyone then.
Good thinking. I don't know what Krach wants, but when we meet with him, we should have clear minds.
I'm not gonna drink. Why dull my senses when I'm in such pleasant company?
Do you plan to compliment me all evening?
I plan to tell you what I think.
So, what have you brought for the farewell feast?
Bread, sheep's milk cheese.
Our wagon's full of loot we ripped from the black ones.
We've also wine from the temple.
Geralt, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Your beard. Why did you decide to grow it out?
Don't really know.
Must say it suits you.
I'm glad you came here as well. Have you watched a lot of Witcher 3 videos? It just could have been recommended to you based on
My
that.
companion is Geralt of Rivia.
Or maybe some of the games I play are similar to a lot of the games you watch, because, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Witcher 3 lately, but it's not the only game I play. I mean, I have an unfinished Bioshock playthrough, I have an unfinished Alice Madness Returns playthrough. I sometimes will stream World of Warcraft.
We wanted to talk to Krach on Crate.
The Jarl will join us shortly. He's assigned you a place of honor at the table just beside his daughter Ceres. Follow me, please.
They've seated us here.
I asked them to. Wanted to meet the notorious Witcher Geralt.
We've met. Don't remember?
That was ages ago. Yalmer and I were children when you last visited Orda. But you should meet your feast mates. Allow me the dubious honor. That's Halbjorn, son of Holger Blackhand. Blue Boy Lugas, Madman Lugas's firstborn. And choking down a stockfish over there is Otric on Hindar.
Seems they set us with the sons of Jarls, exclusively.
Ceres on Crate is the daughter of a Jarl, Geralt. Jarl's daughters are in no way inferior to their sons.
Do you know every last one of them dreams of being Bran's successor? Look at him. Likely lot.
Ceres is jealous, for the one among us who performs the greatest feat will be crowned king.
know the feats are a sideshow. Our fathers will choose who will wear the crown. What do you think they spoke to Crack about?
You talk like that because you're short of strength and skill. Remember when Hjalmar challenged us all to a race up the mount? You didn't stand with us then. As he buried his axe in that stump at the top to mark his victory, you were warming your chicken bones by the fire.
Had my reasons for not participating, but I would have won then, as I'd win now.
Now that you mention him, just noticed Hjalmar's not here.
My brother walks his own paths. But about the race, why don't we repeat it? I'm willing to challenge any of you, Witcher included. If I beat him to the top, venture to say that'd be a feat, eh? So you in?
If the Witcher's in.
Geralt?
Yeah, why not?
Gladly. What are the rules?
Whoever pulls Hjalmar's axe from the stump at the top of the hill wins. Stray off the path and you lose.
And here I was, ready to puke from all the boredom. Let's go! We're here. From this spot, you must reach the top of that mountain. At the summit, you'll see the stump of an oak.
I don't think I did this in my first playthrough.
Whoever pulls the axe from the stump first, wins.
I'm ready.
You'll start when I sound the horn.
I won, but only by a hair.
No, that
No
wasn't even
thing.
close.
There's winning and there's losing, and I lost. We best go back to the week.
Let's.
That was not difficult.
See the wakes in full swing.
Lost sight of yous. Who won?
I lost.
Lost to a Witcher, Sparrowhawk.
You know, that's probably, like, the keyboard and mouse has a definite advantage for that over a controller, just because... Not just because you can just spin on a dime, but also because,
Can't today, for good reason.
you can actually toggle the sprint with the keyboard. There's a key binding to just toggle sprint, so it'll just automatically sprint as soon as you're at full stamina.
Sadly, it's time we moved on.
Really?
Indeed. We must talk, but not here. You shall learn all beyond that door.
Do you have
Shame. Why would I?
I love the animation of her dress. I just like the dress in general.
Need more time in the eyes. Build your helmet, Lugos.
Allow me to introduce Geralt of Rivia, a Witcher. Geralt, Jarl Donar and Hinder, and Jarl Madman Lugos.
Calling Lugos a madman's an insult to madmen. He's a common goat fucker.
Call me a goat fucker one more time, and I'll chop off your head, stick it on a pike, and piss down your neck hole.
Oh, now we know why they call him
Time to settle
the
this.
Madman.
Here and now.
Oh, ha ha ha! Giving me a true fright right now. Shat my best trousers. Put that away before you cut yourself, you cunt.
Thought Skelligers called a truce for feasts.
I know the hallowed customs, but Lugos ought to know that I'll not let him raid my Hindisfial bear.
You don't scare anyone, Donor. I'll be boys soon to plough your priestesses, drink from your tankard, and shit on your table. Be sure to leave a candle lit for me.
Emperor would be very pleased to hear you quarrel.
His Imperial Majesty is more than welcome to visit.
Let him sail over here. We ain't afraid of the black ones.
Raiding coastal villages is one thing. Total war with the Empire is another.
Awfully mouty, this one. Go stir your cauldron and pierce some boils, witch. Don't talk when you haven't got a fucking clue.
Calm down, Lugos.
No wench will teach me how to fight.
That was not my intention. Come, Geralt. I believe this discussion's run its course.
What now?
Now we pay a visit to Ermien's laboratory.
Didn't know we'd been invited.
Because we've not been.
Take it Ermien won't be there.
That's right.
And what's the purpose of this visit?
We're looking for an object. The Mask of Urboros. We'll need it. Come, Geralt.
Now you'll tell me why you need this mask.
Oh, I shall. In due course.
Take it you'll decide when.
Correct.
Longest gaming session, like all at once? Probably about 20 hours. When World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria came out, I actually got the Realm First Level 90 Rogue for my realm. And it was done all in one session. It was about 20 hours. 19 to 20 hours.
Sparrows chip, while starlings chirp.
What do jackdaws do?
Jackdaws caw. Goldfinches warble, and cranes whoop, whereas peacocks screech. Hawks scream, larks trill, and doves, they coo. That's all of them.
What about nightingales?
All right, nightingales croon.
I suppose that's fair. You know, the way they're adjusting their clothes, you'd think they did something they're not supposed to behind that tapestry.
That was close.
I think that's the innuendo and they had in mind.
Tough to open.
Surprises never end. See the ravens?
Hard not to.
Ermien's spies. An indication that we're near his laboratory. I also sense a clear magic aura. Come, there's a ledge outside this window. We must pass along it.
You know, the only Call of Duty I've played is actually World War II.
Seen uglier sights in my life.
One of the reasons why I chose World War II is because I think regenerating health destroys gameplay. It's terrible for gameplay, and World War II, the single-player campaign, throws away that whole notion. It was alright. It wasn't terribly difficult. It was about as fair as games go. It was well optimized, though. I got good frame rates.
Amazing.
120 to 140 most of the time. 1080p, all high settings. I don't know if they take silver or whatever.
Mysterious. Fascinating.
Especially a druid. Must be a real nature lover. Had one at Kaer Morhen.
Please.
Looks alive.
Probably also looks creepy because taxidermy.
Had one at Kaer Morhen.
That's not what I want to do. Incidentally, Ard will put the flames out. I like lighting all the braziers on like any area that I go into.
$100 loose an arrow if you saw that in the woods. A basin of water.
For teleprojection, a reflection of Ermion appears on the surface. Supplicants speak to it.
There's a shroom somewhere, I think. Oh, there's a door there. Trapped.
Are you all right?
Cut myself. The door's locked. The animals. They're alive. Yen, watch out. Monsters. Feel them. Closer. They're everywhere.
That's one less.
Smells of mushrooms.
That's
in
one
here.
less.
He's stoned.
What's happening?
You were hallucinating. You ran at Ermion's animals, sword flailing. I had to calm you.
Must have looked strange.
Your years of vigorous training at Kaer Morhen finally paid off.
Gotta love
Bested
sarcasm.
nearly all the stuffed beasts in here.
Please.
Fine. We've passed the trial of taxidermy. The door stands open. Let's go inside, Geralt. I'll lock the entrance. We don't want to raise suspicions.
And we will help reduce the risk of raising suspicions by turning on every light that was left off.
We must search it thoroughly. The Mask of Urboros must be here.
Letter bearing Ermion's seal. To the druids.
Wondrous world of
Warns them about you.
insectoids. Ritual plants. Ah, what do you know? Raymond Marlove. A biography.
Skelliger's tales about the wild hunt.
The islanders believe the wraiths sail on a longship.
Pinecone. Didn't expect this. A large female. A child's skull. Look at this. A detailed map of the northern kingdoms. Even shows spheres of influence over the ages.
Out of date.
A sword in a stone. Things begging me to pull it out.
It's not in the stone, don't you see? It's held there by a vice.
King Arthur.
A goat carved out of lindenwood. Signed, to Uncle Ermion.
Little Ciri's handiwork. That's what she called him when he was her tutor.
Goes in for light reading, too. The Corpse of Novigrad by Sasha Hadi.
Yes?
That's all I wanted to do. But there's one over here too. Let's turn on all the lights. Oh, we'll turn this one off. Oh, we can't turn that one off.
Seems Ermion has real tobacco brought in.
Opposed to what? Fake tobacco? Thought that said the White Forest for a moment there. I'm like, oh, that's Half-Life 2.
Looks like Ermion places something in the statue's hand. How about a mug of
Skellihuh.
mead? Statue or not,
That and
everybody needs
I
a drink
watched
sometimes.
someone do it recently.
Huh. Seems like it worked. Who would have thunk?
It was like my first playthrough doing this was like probably about a year ago, so.
I have a sneaking suspicion the mask will be in here. This is it.
Do you not see the golem like right in the corner of the room?
We've got it. We must return to the feast quickly before...
I need to change my bombs here. I believe dimeridium is what they are weak to.
It's a trap! We're in prison!
Oh, great.
Again, did all the work that time.
Hear that?
Smelled it. Gas. Grate still closed. Gotta think of something quick.
Alright, there's gotta be a way out somewhere.
The damned druid will poison us. This vapor's deadly. We've got but a few minutes.
Teleport us out of here.
Think of something. Quickly. First thing to come to your mind. Hold on tight.
Now heed my words. There is no greater act of valor than to fight a beast cursed by men and gods. No greater deed than that done to serve the goddess.
Words of uncommon beauty. We thank you. We'll take them to heart. But now, let's begin. We have seen Bran off to the beyond, and must now choose his successor. A king must be wise. A king must command respect. A king must have bollocks. We've no lack of men like that. Let those who feel worthy of the throne of Skellihuh step forth. My son could not be here this day. Behold his axe. Behold his will. May the best man or woman win.
On my first playthrough, I helped Cerys become the High Queen of Skellihuh.
What's got into her?
She's your daughter, is she not?
Now I know why she said she'll sail to Skellihuh. Ah, children. The older they grow, the more trouble they are. Come with me. All the more essential we talk now. How was it, Geralt, when Ciri was nearing womanhood? I remember well her nan, her mother, what they were like. They say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Ciri was impossible to control. No telling her what to do. Had to have things her own way almost always. Why do you ask?
No specific reason. She and Cerys, they're of a similar age. But we'll speak of my children later. First, let's speak of yours. Yennefer claims Ciri's in trouble, and you seek her.
That's right.
If you require aid, gold, ships, anything, merely say the word. I'll give you all I can. And I know the lass lives. I'm sure of it. When the blood of Rhiannon's daughters is shed, the sea grows white with fury. I'd mark such a storm.
Magic anomaly on Ord Skellig somehow related to Ciri, or so Yennefer believes.
It's my strong suspicion, but I can only know for certain by examining the site.
I saw the twisted forms. Right unnatural. The druids were barely able to contain it. Explain to me, Yennefer, how Ciri might have caused this great catastrophe.
I'm intent on learning that very thing, which I will do as soon as Ermion stops hindering my investigation.
Don't concern yourself with him. Druids have little trust for mages. But Ermion's heart is in the right place. Am I right to assume he does not know you seek Ciri?
It's of no concern to him.
As I thought. At any rate, Ard Skellig's my isle. You have my permission to investigate as you see fit.
Thank you.
No need. I swore an oath once. I aim to keep it. Unfold.
I really need to play the other Witcher games.
At the usual spot.
I've started playing The Witcher 1, but
I've
it's
one
just...
more matter to broach.
It's very clear that CD Projekt Red knew at game development and game design with that one, because
He swore an oath to kill the giant.
As good as the writing is, the gameplay is
set off
clunky
and
as
is yet
fuck.
to return. Whereas Ceres announced that she's to set off on an adventure of her own. Got it in her head that Udalric is not mad, but cursed.
Giants. They've been extinct for ages. Anyone actually seen the one on Undvik?
Aye, dozens of refugees have. The giant drove everyone off the isle. I've welcomed what remains of Clan Tordarach here on Skellihuh.
I heard a rumor that an unnatural frost gripped Undvik before the giant appeared.
It's a frost giant.
At any rate, Hjalmar decided to kill the giant and give the isle back to its people. A deed worthy of a king, he believes. My son gathered a hearty crew at the new port. They were to sail to Undvik, then travel on foot to Oskar, the village. But that many lads should have killed the giant long ago. Thus, I thought to ask you.
You should start at the new port. Ask around. Hjalmar might have told someone there his plans.
Take it Ceres wants to lift the curse.
There's no curse to speak of. Ceres has decided she must match Hjalmar and sort out a deed worthy of a queen.
Think she might need my help? You did plan to
That was
ask
a
me for
really
it.
good quest.
Why?
The thing is, I don't trust Udalric further than I can spit. Ceres won't listen to me, or her brother. Yet confronted by a professional who will explain why she's mistaken, she just might come to her senses. So yes, I ask that you explain things to her and bring her back.
Can't help wondering. Got no plans to vie for the crown yourself? Think a good number of the Jarls would support you.
A good number? Those opposed would be fierce, rabid. Madman Lugas would sooner see an Nilfgaardian on the throne. Besides, a man should know when to step aside. Hand the tiller to the youth among us.
If either Hjalmar or Ceres need help, I'll help them.
I thank you.
And now that we're done thanking one another, let's get to work. We must determine.
I'll
if
be
Ciri's
trying
still on
to help
I'll change
Hjalmar
into
to become
traveler time
High
and
King,
find you.
since I did
Head
Ceres on my
south.
first playthrough.
The anomaly we should investigate destroyed a stretch of forest along the shore of the bay. A successful feast on all counts, Krach. I will see you later.
Adventure seeker. Oh.
Hey there.
Oh.
Little Lorgan's birthday tomorrow.
Vagrant.
Who made that be?
You blind!
Oh!
Come closer, stranger.
Hey!
Hey! Most humbly beg your pardon, but I'm in quite a predicament, see. I'm a wandering juggler from occupied Temeria and...
Temeria? You sure? Not Novigrad?
What? Why Novigrad? No, I come from Maribor and...
You're not cut out for this line of work. Memory's too short. See, we've met. But you were a respected Novigrad merchant who wanted desperately to get home.
But I assure you, all right, you got me. I know this all looks bad, but I swear I'll pay you back, mate. All of it with interest. Just please don't take me to the Jarl.
I don't need a Jarl to deal with you, you little crook.
They say all sorts of trades about me. Claims he talks to gods like I'm talking to you.
Does he have my coin? Same amount. At least I got all of it back.
Axe never crumble.
Let's nurse some mead at the tavern.
Hey there.
Come take a gander.
Some silver earrings.
Slow now. Whoa.
Oh, that wasn't. That's down where I first. This way? Go this way.
They say all sorts of tripe about Biddle.
Aye.
Come closer, stranger.
Alright. I think this is a pretty good stopping point. So, I'm actually going to go turn on that brazier. Even though it's daylight. And this one too. And this one. And then, I'm gonna shut off the stream. Because I am a little bit hungry, so, time to eat, I think. So, I thank everyone for stopping by and watching, liking, subscribing, all of that. I will see you the next time. You have a fantastic day, one and all.